and Standard went their separate ways. Tommy went to see a band that was attracting a lot of attention in Boulder. David Givens and his wife Candy played English-sounding, blues-oriented hard rock. And when Tommy got up to jam with them, the legendary Zephyr was formed.
So we went down into this dark basement nightclub, and there he was. He was funny. He had long, kind of Jimi Hendrix-looking curled hair, right? And he was pleasant. He was nice. And Candy got up there with him. She was playing harmonica, and he was up there with his band. And they played together for a little bit. And it was okay. It wasn't the end of the world. He was playing a lot like Jimi Hendrix.
A volcano of dreams, a life slowly fading, has erupted and flying up the night. And living or not, I must go on sailing and try to escape from the night.
Zephyr moved into a house together in Boulder, Candy and Tommy writing lyrics and melodies. The lineup included Robbie Chamberlain on drums, John Ferris on keyboards, David Givens on bass, Tommy on guitar, and the late Candy Givens on lead vocals. The band attracted a monster following in Colorado.
Literally, the first few times that Zephyr played in Boulder, people were fainting, and people were crying, people were passing out. I mean, it was amazing, the power that that band had when it was fresh.
The band also attracted the attention of Denver promoter Barry Fay, who promised to take Zephyr to the top.
He liked what he saw, and he called us back in a couple days and said, well, if you sign up with me and let me be your manager, I've got, you can play at the Avalon Ballroom and the Fillmore and all this stuff. He's already had it all lined up. These were the big places to play in San Francisco, Los Angeles. And we said, okay, sure. Where do we sign?
Zephyr had a record contract. The blues-influenced early heavy metal took the young musicians into an L.A. studio to play their catalog of music that all Colorado was raving about. But the translation of vinyl was disappointing. Candy's vocals were pushed to the limit.
They got us a guy, an engineer-producer guy, who had worked with Cream, Crosby, Stills, and Nash and stuff. And he was good, but he was an L.A. musician. And he was used to guys who were disciplined and knew what they were doing. And not to a bunch of kids who played pretty much spontaneous music. I don't know if he felt like he wasn't going to make enough money. He owned part of the studio, see. I don't know what the deal was, but he made us go in and re-record everything. And he made us do it as if we were L.A. studio musicians. He made us take everything apart and analyze it and try and I don't know. He managed to take all the life out of it.
But the album sold. Zephyr began a nationwide tour, backing up bands like Grand Funk 10 years after, and in 1970 played with Led Zeppelin in Boston.
And Jimmy Page about fell out of his tree when he saw Tommy play. I mean, Robert Plant and Jimmy Page beat a path to the dressing room when we got done with our first set. We went back up there, and those guys were the first two people in the door. And Jimmy Page walked up to me and he goes, "Where's your guitar player?" "Oh, he's over there." And he was over there, man. He was going, "Well, how do you do this? What is this? What is that?" Tommy's going, "Oh, well, I don't know."
Back home, Barb and Rich watched their son play Cross the River on Dick Clark's American Bandstand.
Tommy and I were sitting in a room together, and Dick Clark came in and started talking to us about what we wanted to do on the show. And Tommy and I just cracked up because Dick Clark doesn't talk like Dick Clark in real life. He talks like a guy from Philadelphia, right? He talks with this kind of Philadelphia accent. He's going, yeah, so what are you going to do about this? And we always pictured him as Dick Clark, right? American Bandstand, talks real smooth, the great talker of all the disc jockeys. And here he was with this funny accent and all this makeup on him. We were just laughing. He was really nice. Dick Clark was very pleasant, really nice to us. But we went on there, we had to lip sync. And Tommy and Candy just really got into it. They were lip syncing their parts just to the max. And I have to admit, the other three of us, we had to turn our backs to the camera on a couple of occasions because we were laughing.
Cross the river.
Meanwhile, Zephyr's label, ABC Probe, filed for bankruptcy. It would be 2 years before the band signed another album deal, this time with Warner Brothers. Tommy and Zephyr go to Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland studio next as the Tommy Bolin special continues on Rock 98. Zephyr had a new drummer and a much tuned-down sound. Bobby Berge played drums for a Sioux City group called the Velairs, and knew Tommy from the Patch of Blue days.
Right then, that was like the high point, I think, of Zephyr. I got to play on the second album, going back to Colorado, and we were flying all over the country and playing mainly second and third bill to some really good groups, like Grand Funk, 10 Years After.
Zepper's second album, Going Back to Colorado, was cut in Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland studio. Tommy's talented songwriting was beginning to become apparent, and his usual brilliant guitar technique shines brightest on See My People Come Together. About this same time, Tommy looked up his old friend John Teasar from his Vermilion psychedelic days. Teasar was a gifted lyricist, and the two wound up living next door to each other in Boulder and writing together.
When we were neighbors, and we both had long hair at that point. And Karen, his girlfriend, was either making breakfast or was still in bed. They were late risers, and there was a knock on the door. So he said, "John, why don't you go get the door?" So I went to the door, and this fellow was surprised to see, and probably in his eyes, another Boulder hippie. And so he said, "Is your mother there?" So I went back into the living room and tapped Tommy on the shoulder and said, "It's for you."
Peter.
But Zephyr wasn't making it commercially. Record sales slumped, and disagreements over the musical direction of the band split them in two. Tom and Bobby Berge called Jeff Cook. Together formed the ultimate in freeform rock groups, the legendary Energy Band.
Energy was a real step toward the instrumental rock, jazz, fusion type music. So quite often, Energy would, the singer in Energy would be sort of a sideman rather than a lead vocalist. What had happened is the band energy would start off with 2 or 3 or 4 jazz pieces, jazz fusion rock pieces, and then a singer would come up. It's 3 or 4 vocal songs, and then some more long extended instrumental music. It was real daring at the time because there just were not bands playing that kind of music.
Energy relied even heavier on improvisation than Zephyr, but the music was too advanced for the day. Even though the band packed nightclubs in Colorado, they couldn't line up a record deal. It's said that Tommy always thought of Energy as his main band, and many of the songs written and performed during these times appeared on the James Gang, Deep Purple, and the Teaser album. This is From Another Time from the James Gang Bang album. While Tommy was playing in Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland studio, he made musical connections that would boost his entire career. Jazz fusion rock had just hit the avant-garde music scene. Bands like John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra were setting rock traditions on fire. This is a period of Tommy's career that's perhaps a bit overlooked, yet his albums during this time period showcase his best playing. Jeremy Steig is one of the most popular jazz flute players on the East Coast. The two musicians struck up an immediate friendship.
Well, I wanted to do a crossover, between rock and roll and jazz, and he was perfect to play with because he was really a natural improviser, and he really understood rock and roll and how to get that kind of sound and rhythm and everything. And it was a perfect blend. It was really beautiful.
Up next, Tommy lines up a gig with fusion jazz great Billy Cobham when the Tommy Bolin Special continues on Rock 98.